All right, everyone, ready for a deep dive. Today we're talking B2B SaaS marketing, and more specifically, how to break free from that hamster wheel feeling with a little help from our AI friend, ChatGPT.
Yeah, this is a good one. We're always digging into the latest AI tactics, but this is something a bit different. It gets at how we think about marketing at a deeper level, you know?
Totally. We're diving into a Forbes article a listener sent in, and it really hits home for anyone feeling like they're putting in the work but not seeing the results.
Mm.
Like you're creating content, but is it actually moving the needle? Is it
Yeah.
resonating or just adding to the noise?
And the article really drives home the point that just churning out content isn't enough these days. It's got to be quality over quantity, and that's where ChatGPT comes in.
Less is more, but
Yeah.
smarter, right?
Yeah.
So how do we actually use ChatGPT to make our content stand out? Give us the goods.
So imagine this. Generic content, it's like a billboard on a busy highway. People might glance at it, but no one's really paying attention. ChatGPT helps us create content that's like a handwritten note delivered right to the person who needs it most at the exact moment they need it.
I like where this is going.
And the article actually gives this great example prompt. It's all about crafting a blog post for, let's say, a project manager in construction who is dealing with budget overruns and deadlines constantly. It's so specific, it speaks directly to their pain points, and that's what makes it powerful.
You know your audience so well that you can practically finish their sentences and they're thinking, whoa, this is exactly what I'm struggling with.
Right. And it goes beyond just content. The article also talks about how this hyper-personalization can be a game changer for chatbots, too.
Oh yeah, chatbots. Don't get me started. Some of them are so clunky I'd rather get stuck on hold.
I hear you. But think about it. A sales team that works 24/7, always there to answer questions and engage leads. That's the potential here.
Okay, being available 24/7 is definitely important in the digital world. But how do we make sure these chatbots are helpful and engaging, not just spitting out canned responses?
By making them fun. The article uses this example of a chatbot in the data labeling industry, and the prompt emphasizes that fun aspect. Even if you're dealing with something technical, a little personality can go a long way.
It's about making that automation feel human. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got attention-grabbing content and chatbots that don't make people run for the hills. What's next?
Email marketing. Specifically, escaping the dreaded spam folder. We've all been there.
Tell me about it. Low open rates are the worst. So what's the secret ChatGPT sauce for email subject lines and copy that actually gets read?
You guessed it, personalization.
Okay, but it can't be as simple as saying, hey, ChatGPT, write me a killer email about my product. What's the catch?
You're right, it takes a little more finesse. It's about using the data we have to personalize the email sequence to that specific lead. For example, the article talks about creating a nurture sequence for leads who downloaded a white paper on, say, cloud security.
So we're talking super targeted, data-driven messaging. I'm starting to see the possibilities here. It's like having a whole team of marketing assistants cranking out personalized content in seconds.
And it really gets you thinking about all the content we already have, right? Like all those webinars, white papers, even those rambling voice memos I make. How can we squeeze more out of them?
Right. Give me that repurpose button. Turn this webinar transcript into a LinkedIn post, and then boom, a series of targeted emails. ChatGPT can do all that.
It's about working smarter. Instead of letting that awesome webinar just sit there, ChatGPT can help us turn it into a blog post, social media posts, you name it.
Okay, but I'm picturing those generic social media posts that are clearly written by a bot.
Hmm?
How do we avoid that?
By telling it what we want. The article gives this example about repurposing a webinar transcript for LinkedIn. They don't just paste the whole thing in there. The prompt focuses on how IT professionals use LinkedIn. It's all about tailoring it for that audience.
Meeting your audience where they are with the right message, that's the dream.
Exactly. And speaking of dreams, imagine having a tool that could size up your competition, analyze everything, and give you insights to get ahead.
Okay, now I'm really interested. I'm picturing like plugging in a competitor's URL and getting a full report, strengths, weaknesses, the works.
The article even has a prompt for this. You can ask ChatGPT to pinpoint their content gaps or maybe where you have an advantage.
Whoa, that's kind of scary, but also amazing. So are we saying goodbye to marketing consultants and hello to our AI overlords?
That's the million-dollar question, right? We have to remember it's a tool. ChatGPT can't replace human creativity and strategy.
We're not just handing over the reins and letting AI take the wheel.
Right. We still need to think critically, ask the right questions, and make smart decisions. ChatGPT just helps us do it all better and faster with more data.
I feel like this technology changes so fast. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement and forget we're the ones in charge. It's like we've walked into a room full of these incredible power tools, but now we have to actually, build something.
And that's where it gets really interesting, right? The article does a great job laying out the step-by-step of ChatGPT, but it makes you wonder about the bigger picture, like what happens as these tools get even smarter? What's next?
It's exciting and maybe a little bit scary all at the same time, like we're standing on the edge of something huge. Are we going to find amazing new opportunities we haven't even thought of yet? Or are we, like, headed into uncharted territory?
It's both, right? It's kind of exhilarating and a little daunting at the same time. We can personalize and analyze and do all these things we could only have dreamed of a few years ago. But it also makes you think, what is marketing even going to look like as AI becomes even more powerful?
Are marketers of the future even going to recognize what we do today? We need totally different
That's a
skills.
great question.
Will creativity be even more important as we try to stand out in this AI-powered world?
Now, those are the questions we need to be thinking about. The Forbes article gives us these awesome tools and tactics, but I think the real takeaway here is that the future of marketing, we're building it right now. It's up to us.
So dive into ChatGPT, experiment and play around with it, but never stop asking those big questions. What impact do we want to have? What are we even working towards? Those are the conversations we got to be having.
100%. Keep learning, keep innovating, and don't be afraid to push the boundaries.
Love it. And on that note of endless possibility, we are wrapping up this deep dive. Listener, we hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as we did. And be sure to check out the full Forbes article. We'll link it in the show notes. Until next time, keep diving deep.